And we are live. We are live. Thank you for your patience, all of you that were waiting. All of you that were waiting, I do appreciate it. Had to get some things together before the show started. Shout out to everybody in the building. The woke mafia, the cancel culture police have sort of turned on one of their own, one of the people who, who's in the protected class. One of the people who's in the protected class of people that normally can make the accusations. If you're gay or somewhere on the LGBTQRS spectrum, you could be a part of the mafia. If you're a woman, you could be a part of the mafia. If you're black and a woman, you could be a part of the mafia. If you're black, fat, and a woman, you could be a part of the mafia. That community, the LGBTQ community, QRS community, all of them, they love Lizzo. They love Lizzo. And now apparently they got all their darts, arrows, spears, tiki torches, and pitchforks pointed at her because of some things that she said. And what I'm getting at here is the nature of that. When you operate in a way where censorship and policing and canceling of people for what they say is the name of the game. That's what you're doing. You fought for your seat at the table. Now that you got your seat, first thing you want to do is snatch the mic from everybody else. When that's the name of the game, eventually you're going to be at war with each other. And eventually your enemies don't have to worry about trying to defeat you. You're going to defeat yourself. But let's get into it. Strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Shout out to everybody in the building. What's up and what's going on, good people? What's up and what is going on, good people? Appreciate each and every one of you being in here today. Let me send out one last thing. Y'all know the CPT standard time is real over here. Yeah, I know it is real over here, but shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to the early bird squad, those of you to make it in bright and early. Mike from Mike and Vince Perkins says, can we give her the Jonathan Majors treatment? Guilty until proven innocent. No black men. No, he says, no, black men are so fair. See, here's the thing with that, Mike. The nature of the game when it comes to that whole cancel culture work mafia, you kind of have to be in it in order to do it. And seeing as we're not in it, we're not going to lead the pitchfork and tiki torch rally. We're not going to do it because that's just not our thing. That's just not our thing, you know. We will defend, black male issues and everything if it's something, if she says something egregious, about men in general, black men in particular, or had a situation involving a particular man, that's something that we would make content about. That's something we would make content about. But as far as joining the mob to brand somebody guilty unto proven innocent, that ain't really necessarily our thing that we do. So we gonna talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy, the contradiction, and the mere fact that if there's a whole culture of canceling and going after people, basically the people who are the protected class within that group they're eventually going to point their weapons at each other. That's just all it is. And we can see an aspect of that happening, in the manosphere, where there's an element of what we do where we call out bullshit and we go after bullshit and we pick it apart, we break it down, we tear it to shreds. We do that, and with some that nature, that environment basically causes some people who don't see the bigger picture to start going at each other, So we understand the framework and how that can happen, how that can play out, but I just think when it comes to the woke mafia cancel culture, it's all about that. Like, that's literally all it's about. So it makes sense that it would turn on itself. It makes sense that the women will eventually see that, oh, there's women in powerful positions. Oh, there's women who leverage their power and get away with stuff. Oh, there's women that we could say did this even when they didn't do it, or we could exaggerate this story and exaggerate that story, and we can get this woman to try to settle out of court with us, just like we try to get a man to settle out of court. We could try to get this woman to settle out of court. We could try to bring this chick down just because we don't like the way we were made to feel when we worked with her. So we about to shut down her whole production. The cunning, conniving stuff that's built into the nature of what a lot of women do when they're in situations, particularly high profile situations. It was only a matter of time before they figured out that we can do all this same stuff to women. Like, there's no honor, there's no code there amongst them. But we're going to get into that. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Patrick St. James. Says good morning, chat. And y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in the building. Hit the like button on the way in the building. Dolomite in here says, how you the spokesperson for fat embracement, but out here shaming other women for how they look? Where do they do that at? We're going to get into that. Hope the females she was shaming wasn't fat like her. Oh, they were. If they was her background dancer, they was fat like her. Lizzo got fat background dancers. She's known for that. She got the big girls dancing for her. Yes, she was shaming them for how they look. I mean, I don't know how she manages to do so. I don't know how that works. I don't know the rules. Maybe this fat chick was lumpy in a place that Lizzo wasn't lumpy. Maybe those are the rules amongst fat girls. Like, we both fat, but see, you got that extra lump right there on your back. Like, your lady lumps got lumps on them, and then the lumps that's on your lady lumps got some extra lumps. Like, maybe that's how that works. That could be how it works, but I don't know. Hoop Jargon in the building says, let's get it. Marty McFly in the building as the stream canceled. No, we here. We just on CP time. We are just on CP time as usual. Hoop Jargon, I did legit delete that one comment you made because I just, don't even get them Negroes started. Don't even get that riled up. Don't even bring that energy. Don't even bring that energy over here. I know it was all in good fun and it was a joke. But nah, let's not even do that. Let's not even do that. But shout out to everybody else in the building. We about to go ahead and get into it. We about to go ahead and get into it. Code Steel says, if you have the key traits that your organization wants, it's possible to be anti-canceled. In other words, friends in high places. Yeah, true that. All of that is a possibility. All of that. He says Fat Wars. Yeah. But all right. Oh, Gemini says maybe not enough lumps. When I said how's a fat woman shaming fat women about they about their body, how does that work? Yeah, that's probably how it works. See, I thought it was, like Lizzo is fat, but she's calling another chick fat because this fat chick got extra rolls. This fat chick got stretch marks and cellulite in places that Lizzo don't got stretch mark and cellulite. We both fat, but it's levels to this shit. Maybe the most extra lumps in maybe the extra lumps in the extra lumps in the cellulite. Maybe you gotta have that in an abundance to be in the club. So yeah, you might be on to something. You might be on to something. Maybe not fat enough. That's probably what it was. But all right, before we get into that, and as I always forget, shout out to wait for it. Shout out to Machismo TV.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
We've done so much with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Shout out to the person that it was who put excuse me, who put the whole clip in here, who put the whole thing, but that we always quote the last part of it, but he put the lot, what came before it in there. We are the willing, led by the unknowing. We are the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much with so little for so long. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Shout out to Nobility at Best. Shout out to you. Yes, those are great, inspiring words. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to Machismo TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to Machismo TV. Absolutely. I'm definitely glad you put the whole thing in there. You put a little more of it in there. That was nice. I like that. That the willing, led by the unknowing, doing the impossible for the ungrateful. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That speaks volumes too. We overlooked that part because the last part is so good. We overlooked that part. So yeah, definitely. All right. So before we get into it, we do got to touch on another topic. But shout out to Machismo TV. We do got to touch on another topic. And before I play this other topic, it's involving Tyrese. I gotta go ahead and drop this real quick. All right, and I just realized it was an oversight on that. I don't see Tyrese on it. We don't need to make no changes to it just yet because this will be a short Tyrese segment. But yeah, a huge oversight. I don't think Tyrese was on there. But he definitely needs to be. Unless we don't gotta make we don't gotta make quick changes right now on that because this would be a brief segment on Tyrese. But Big Poke Dog in the building came through hard and heavy-handed, bright and early with a $20 super chat. Do appreciate that. Do appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the stream. But we got to pull this up. Now, y'all remember the story when Tyrese had the chick? She was behind him and she said some goofy shit that was just a full blown, scorch earth, we done worthy comment where she was like, and you wasn't really my type. My type was really more like Paul. What's his homeboy name that died in the Fast and the Furious movies? Paul Walker. He said my type was really more like Paul Walker. Like she literally told this man live in front of everybody that you wouldn't my type. My type is your dead friend, your friend that died, and he was clearly feeling some type of way about it. Like he was like lightweight trembling. All right, when she said that, because he was feeling some type that had to be a shock to the system. Your woman, one, bringing up your dead friend in that way, and two, telling the world that you wouldn't her type. Some other actual guy. She didn't say that. If she would have said my archetype is normally this type of guy, but it was just something about you. But no, she named the actual person that was his actual friend. And then he's like, no, stop, don't touch me. And then she just keep putting her hands on him. And it's like they was almost like having a lightweight fight live on the air in front of everybody. And he like knocking her hands away, but she just forced her way through and like, no, I'm putting my hands on you and you ain't gonna do shit about it. It's like that happened. Like that legit happened. And everybody was like, yep, that's a wrap. Yep, that's a wrap. Yep, that's gonna be over soon. Yep, Tyrese gonna be on to another chick real soon. But no, that is not how it played out. This is how it plays out. Hold up. Here we go. Wait, it wasn't audio with this. Hold on. Well, okay, I gotta explain to y'all what it's saying here. There's Tyrese, the gift that keeps on giving. Year 3, happy birthday at Zilla Timothy, whatever her name is. I don't know her name. Can't wait to make you my wife. That's what it's saying on there. Basically, he said to her, can't wait to make you my wife. This man is talking about marrying that chick. This man is talking about marrying that chick that disrespected him, live in front of everybody, said one of the most egregious, random, out of nowhere statements that you never make, didn't respect his space, his peace, she did the unthinkable. All right. She did the unthinkable, and this man is still charging forward. Somebody in the comments that said, "Stop marrying every damn body." Even the women are like, he really do love her. I hope she don't play him. It's like we used to go into it when it was relationships. We used to think that it was the man that was going to do something, and like you anticipated the man doing something. It's like, oh, I hope he treat her right. Like that used to be the thing, and now we're just sitting like, ooh, I hope. Well, it's flipped around to the point to where now we're like literally saying, ooh, I hope he don't break her heart. I mean, I hope she don't break his heart. Like the shit is flipped all around. The shit is flipped all the way around. It's upside down in the highest degree, to where we know the clock is ticking, and we know it's not going to be him. We know that he's going to try to do his bestest to love her with all the love he can give, and risk it all, and sign them legally binding documents again, and risk getting cut in half again. He going to risk it all. and now everybody is just sitting back saying, "Oh, I hope she don't play this man," because everybody can see it. Somebody says the same woman he was crying about and calling a demon. He ain't learned his lesson yet, obviously. Lord, he marry every woman he meets. Like, these are chicks clowning him. He said the Leos drive him crazy. It says, I'm definitely tired of men jumping from relationship to relationship, having kids, getting married, and not healing first. You don't have to be with someone always. It's okay to be single. Like they're giving men they're giving men the female centric relationship advice. Like you need to find your inner peace. You need to read some Derek Jackson books and go on a self love journey. Like that. Like that's what they own. That's literally what they're on. They like this nigga need to watch some Derek Jackson videos and read some Derek Jackson books and learn some self-love tactics. Like that's what women are saying. Like the women don't even look at this as like a guy in love and he found the one. Even the women are like, oh no, this is nah, bruh. Nah. Like I said, he's gonna be giving her Fast and Furious 17 checks. Yeah, it's trending in that direction. It's trending in that direction, but this is Tyrese who's led me to believe, him among many other people have led me to believe that it is something just in the nature of men to simp and to put women on a pedestal. And when that guy who just was just in his nature to simp and put women on a pedestal, when that framework is embodied and encapsulated inside of a man who happens to be rich and famous, it's just going to be a revolving door of women tearing him out the frame. It's going to be a revolving door of women it's a wrap. There's no way around that, and it's nothing to. It's like what do you do with that? Sometimes they say, "Oh, you're wasting your time." Men not going to change. They're still going to be simps. Because I'm shout out to Keep It 100. He says all the time. He's an anti-simp. I'm an anti-simp. I'm more I'm 100% for men. Putting themselves first, putting a goal, a mission, a passion first, and the woman latches on to you. And and she's competing for the attention. You're the one on the pedestal. Like the relationships work when that woman sees the man on the pedestal and not the other way around. That's just all to it. That's what I've observed. That's what I've seen. That's what works. If a man is heart on, loves that woman infinitely more than what she loves him, it's not going to work. She's going to see him as a weak man. That's typically how it plays out. Not too many ways. It's just hard to get around that one. It's definitely hard to get around that one. But in other news here, and I don't know if I got too much commentary for this one. It just came across my timeline. I saw it, and I just wanted y'all to see it.
Friday to be a lawful wedded husband? I do. And Friday you take station to be a lawful wedded wife? I do. By the virtue of the authority vested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm gonna play it again.
Station, do you take Friday to be a lawful wedded husband? I do. And Friday you take station to be a lawful wedded wife? I do. By the virtue of the authority vested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married. Congratulations. Congratulations.
She just married a nigga behind the cage. Now, here's the thing, the Mac the Trucker. That chick who was on that not wanting to say obey stuff, This chick, and I think that's probably what you meant to say. Yeah, she wants to say obey. This chick will happily say obey. In honor and obey, richer or poorer. This chick will happily get on board with all that. And see, and here's the weird thing. The chick that got the mentality to be on that shit right there that she's on, where she's willing to marry a man behind a cage. They talking about, the protection. They talking about whether you ain't got no power. This man is so powerless. He got to be butt naked in front. And he get like I don't know exactly how it worked, but I've seen it in movies where the guys are there butt naked being inspected by the guards. It's like it's some dehumanizing shit that happens in prison. I don't know all the details. I've never been there, and I don't watch prison documentaries that much. But whenever I just see a prison documentary in passing, or just see it in a movie, it's some very dehumanizing stuff. Like this, like you're crawling through the mud. All right, you're crawling through the mud, but some way, somehow, this woman can love this man crawling through the mud. But so not knowing her, I tend to believe this. I tend to believe that somewhere out on the dating market, where she was, I tend to believe that she, probably if somebody who's mouthed the words, these dudes out here lame. All these broke niggas out here. I tend to believe she said, I tend to believe she said some of that stuff. All right. But there's something in her, and maybe something about him, that still that makes a woman say, I'm going to get on a programless program. I'm going to get on the program of a man who's literally 24/7 on a program that has him behind a cage while we're saying American wedding vows. Like it's something in the nature of women. And if I had to explain it, I would say that it sort of falls more so in line with, true freedom or actualizing true womanhood for a lot of them is being able to live independently away from men, or to be with a man that you can dominate in some way. And a man who's in the dominated state of being in prison, well, like you by default, you're kind of over him. You rule over him. I think that's what it is. She got freedom, he don't. Like it's a lot of ways you could break it down, psychologically. And then when he get out, okay, now then he's compromised as compromise can get. Like I've literally heard a woman say that, she found some, I guess, some weird convoluted peace in dealing with a dude who she knew was like he was broke and he didn't have a job. And so she knew that any money that he had to go out and be spending, it was when she gave it to him. Anytime that he was able to go riding around in a car somewhere, it was when she let him use her car. She found peace in that. In a weird way, she found peace in that because she felt like if she was with a dude who had his own money and his own car, and then he could just on his own free will go ride around and do what he want to do when he want to do it, she was like, this, I can't keep this guy. He's not going to be with me. Why would he be with me? So it's like they find roundabout ways to operate in a relationship from a position of control. It's like, and so I think that's what it is. Now there are, and okay, to be lightweight, fair, and reach across the aisle, there are situations where some hood niggas, hood people, man and woman, could be from the hood, and they could be in love, and then They got married. I mean, no, they didn't get married, but they were together and they were in love, and he did some shit, and now he locked up. But they went on and got married for the conjugal visits. You know, stuff like that happens. People do that. That's a thing. People do that, and that's a thing. So that's a possibility. But see, here's the thing. Here's the catch, though. And I've told y'all this before. The women that I work with, I worked at a factory. It was a huge facility. Thousands of people work there. I worked at a factory, and here's the deal. 3 of the women that I work with, black women, of course, all of them were engaged to somebody who was locked up. Now, one of them was in the situation where they was together and had kids before he got locked up. All right, cool. The other 2, one of them was a lunch aide, one of the lunch ladies at the prison, who met one of the inmates, and he proposed to her there, and she said yes. And then I think she got fired and lost her job because they got caught fucking at the job. So anyway, she's engaged to this dude that she met in prison. Another chick that was engaged to a dude at prison. Somebody that worked with her literally like hit her up, like, you know, want me to hook you up with my friend Tony? Yeah, who's Tony? Oh, he locked up. And I don't know. She gave her number. She gave it to Tony that was locked up, and then Tony started calling her. She started getting that call. You have a collect call from. I guess that's how it worked. And then they just start talking, and they start pen paling, and the whole work, like it worked out and played out something like that, to where she just was from talking and pen paling and writing and going to visit this man. It's like it turned into an engagement. Like that shit happens. That shit happens. So it blows my mind. It blows my mind when you take the criticisms, the stuff that women say about men, and then you look at what they actually do, and then it's like, what the hell? But this is an example why, just, you know, going back to the last story with Tyrese, you know, this chick who'd have been out of pocket with him multiple times, and he talking about can't wait to make you my wife. This speaks to why you don't pedestalize them. Now there's a woman out there that will pedestalize you. All right. You may not want it to come in the package of the chick that will pedestalize an inmate, but the ability to pedestalize a man, women do have that in them. They do have that ability in them. And when a woman does pedestalize you, it can be a beautiful thing. It could be a beautiful thing when a woman who's not crazy is crazy about you. It can be a beautiful thing. It can. But the type of dudes and criteria with a lot of black women, the shit is just is out there ridiculous. Couldn't be more ridiculous. But all right. KP from KC5 in the building says Maya Moore of the WNBA did it. Wow. Knew nothing about that. But hey, thank you for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate that.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Said prison matchmakers. Yeah, that was a thing. I witnessed it. It was a thing. But all right, now let's get into the main story. The main event here. All right. Lizzo is coming under fire for how she treated her background dancers. And this isn't the first time that somebody who's a protected class when it comes to the woke cancel culture mafia got under fire like this. Excuse me. I remember Ellen DeGeneres had a whole situation where a lot of her people said that, you know, she treated them mean behind the scenes. Ellen DeGeneres got in a situation like that. So the shit happens. The shit definitely happens. And the interesting thing about when it happens, let me get the right thing up. Here we go, right here. Let me get the right thing up so we can make sure we know what we're talking about here. Here's the interesting thing. This is what I laid out in the beginning. I'll lay this out again for y'all. All right. The framework has been built out and put in place where it's like, okay, gotta get comfy on you. Hold on. All right. The framework has been built out and put in place. All right. When a man is in power, if they do anything subtly or slightly to abuse that power, you could exaggerate the shit. You can make some shit up. If they actually did do the stuff, publicize it, put it out there, get him canceled, get him to lose endorsements, get him to lose sponsorships, get him dropped from streaming services. Do whatever you got to do. Get him by the balls. If it's something that can be made to be a lawsuit, make it a lawsuit. Get him to settle out of court. Try to break him. Try to ruin his career, or he gonna settle out of court. One or the other. Like, that's the game. All right. That's the game, and that's women fighting back against men who got power. All right. That's how it's been laid out. Okay. Now you add to the equation that, hey, women are thriving and doing well, and I am woman, and hear me roar, and we making the money, and we getting the bag, and we bad boss bitches, and we hold on. Y'all got the same power and money now that of the men that y'all are saying got all this power and be abusing it against people that are beneath them, also known as women. Well, what about this chick who has this money, who has this power, who has this status, who also has a bad attitude, who gets a little bitchy and gets a little bossy? Eventually, this woman who has this power like a man and walks around masquerading in man world, like, and doing everything that men do, and have women around her who are beneath her, who are her background dancers, who are her secretaries, who are her who do this for her, do that for her, go fetch the coffee, go get. Eventually, one of those women gonna slip up and say, bitch, I said extra cream in my coffee. Eventually, that's going to happen. Eventually, even if it isn't nothing like that, eventually the women working for this woman who has power like a man, the stereotypical power that they say that the patriarchy gives men, eventually this woman is going to is going to, you know, have somebody look at her the same way and say, hey, I was made to feel less than. My feelings was hurt. I don't like how that made me feel. I don't like the, you know, these microaggressions that are coming from this woman who has this patriarchal type power. Eventually they're going to figure out, especially if men are now walking on eggshells and pulling back and not, you know, that men are, you know, putting out the Mike Pence rule and all kind of shit like that. So that means, you know, you don't even meet with a woman, a female on your staff, unless it's another person or another witness in the room, preferably a man, or preferably, you know, you don't even want to do that, you know. So eventually you got a situation where men are waking up. Men responded to the whole Me Too situation by saying that, hey, we know what we're going to do? We're going to not, we're going to stop giving individual coaching to men, to women. It's going to be no more, you know, all that smoozing and shit on the golf course and all of that. We're not doing none of that with women. You know, if we got to take a business trip, I got to take me and two employees with me on this trip. I'm taking 2 guys. So what happened as a result of all that Me Too stuff, and it was statistical. This wasn't just an eyeballing an observation. No, they said that yes, women as a result are they ended up getting less. Like the problem was fixed. It was fixed in a way that they didn't like. They ended up getting less raises, less promotions, less this, less that, because in order to do all of that, you have to have a rapport and a relationship with the people who are going to be giving you that. But the people who are in position to give you raises, promotions, and all of this and all of that, they were like, no, I'm only words I'm saying to you is if you say hello to me, I'll say hello back, and that's it. We ain't talking. We ain't laughing. We ain't giggling, kikiing, and ha-haing and having a good time at the office. We ain't going to after work. Hey, let's go out for drinks. Nope. I go out with the fellas. If one chick from the job show up, nope, I'm gone. That's what literally started happening in the high ranking places. They did not fraternize with no employees, but all that fraternizing and all of that being sociable and smoothing and all of that's where rapport is built. That's where connection is made. That's what increases the probability of getting a raise or promotion and moving up in a company, through relationships you make, through networking, through all of that. And women, by all those fake Me Too claims, they got X'd out of all of that. So they ended up hurting themselves even more. So men are on guard to make sure that they don't get a case brought on them. So there's no shortage of women who want to try to come up on the back end on somebody that's rich and powerful. There's no shortage of that. So how is it going to play out? All right. Eventually, these women are going to look around and say, a lot of these rich and powerful men aren't going for it. But wait a minute. There's a lot of rich and powerful women who are far more disrespectful than these men, who probably treat us far worse than these men. Let's go after these bitches. And that's how the woke mafia and cancel culture is turning on itself, when members of the protected class are now facing the tiki torches and pitchforks from the woke mafia and cancel culture, because it's all is when the culture is breeded on attacking and going after and tearing somebody down, eventually those guns are going to be pointed at your own within the group of the protected class. Like I said at the beginning, if you're part of the LGBTQRS, you're part of that protected class. If you're a minority of any sort, you're part of that protected class. So definitely, if you're black and you're a woman and you're fat, you're a part of that protected class. Lizzo is supposed to be part of the protected class. And so maybe she thought she could just wild out and it's not going to be okay. Cancel culture not going to cancel me. I am cancel culture, bitch. But no, they came for her. They came for her. Now, but let's examine what's going on. There's an article out there that lays out everything that she's accused of. We'll just say specific claims made against Lizzo and her dance captain, Charlene Quigley. A lawsuit filed by her ex-dancers. These are her ex-dancers. So keep in mind, these is fat chicks. All right. These is fat chicks. I don't think she wasn't bullying and beating up little skinny chicks. Little skinny pretty chicks that she was jealous of. No, these are the fat women who in a fight and struggle for acceptance with her. These are women in a fight and struggle for acceptance with her. Here's the deal. Here is the deal. Let me get this up on my screen. My plug, I had a little dead air. I was trying to pull something up on my screen. All right. Says Lizzo is accused. And as much as I want to say, hey, innocent until proven guilty, a part of this does kind of make my teeth white. So, forgive me for assuming guilty into proving innocent. So anyway, yeah, they do it to us. They do it to us. We go. We ain't about to. They don't call for the fairness doctrine now. No, game on. as much as I want to say, hey, hey, bitches be lying. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, Lizzo is accused of overworking dancers. All right, you got them fat girls out there. I seen a Beyonce rehearsal. Beyonce have her girls. They out there rehearsing in high heels. Like they put on high heels and they put on like some thick white gym socks with them. I guess to make the feet hurt less. They put on high heels that's maybe a size too big, or and then they put on like some thick socks. So they be out there in some thick ass socks and high heels while they rehearsing their dances. Beyonce got her hoes rehearsing in high heels. So just imagine Lizzo out there. She got some, she got some 250, 270, 200. Like Lizzo like 5'11". So Lizzo look all of 300 pounds. And them chicks be just as big and just as tall as her. Like she probably had 300 pounders out there doing long 12-hour rehearsals. Yeah, I see it right there. 12 hours rehearsals in high heels, bitch. No, don't sit down on the break. Get you some water, catch your breath, but stay on your feet. God damn it. We got to perform for 12 hours in them high heels. You're going to rehearse. You got to perform a 2-hour concert in them high heels. God damn it, you're going to rehearse 12 hours. You're going to burn all the calluses and scabs and all the shit. Your feet going to be numb. We're going to fight through all that pain. God damn it. On your feet. Hut. Let's go. It's like she she had 300-pound chicks rehearsing in high heels for 12 hours. You're like, fuck this shit. We doing it just like Beyonce. We can do anything them skinny bitches can do. Yes, we can. Like she accused of overworking dancers and making the group re-audition in an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. Those she was dissatisfied with would be fired and sent home. Cut. You're fired. She out there. She had fat bitches dancing, rehearsing, and auditioning for 12 hours in high heels, and giving them the Donald Trump treatment if she wasn't satisfied. Accused of firing a dancer for challenging her claim that the group was drinking before performances. Now, chicks probably do. They might have been drinking. They might have been drinking. But we giving her the Jonathan Majors treatment. I came in thinking I'm going to be fair, but now that I'm all the way here, I'm like, nah. We giving her the Jonathan Majors treatment. She, guilty. Yep. Accused of firing a dancer for challenging her claim that the group was drinking before the performances. Now think about that. Think about how that works. Think about how that works. If somebody says you were drinking, I think y'all was drinking before the performance. And then if the person defends themselves and say, no, actually we weren't drinking, you're fired. So that says that means whatever I accuse you of, bitch, you did it. And if you say you didn't do it, you're calling me a liar. Get out of here. You fired. Like that. That's what that reeks of. That's what that reeks of, How you firing somebody for challenging your claim that the group was drinking? Like, wow. Oh, I want to be fair. 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 You know, we could hoes be lying. These hoes probably lying. They probably doing her the same way that they do men. They was like, man, I used to work for Lizzo. I had it good. It was going good. I was making good money, but she fired me because, you know, I wasn't fat enough. I fucked around and I fucked around and got a man, and my man had me lose some weight. I lost 15 pounds. I went from 315 to 300, and she was like, no, bitch. No, you got to be pushing 320 to be on my dance squad. And then so she fired her, and she was like, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Understand, she won't big girls here. I'm down to 297 pounds, and you got to be 300 plus. And look, hey, it's very possible that these chicks said, you know what? Times done got hard. Lizzo was a little rough on us. Chicks be suing men that got money and power for being a little rough on them in the whole dealings of the audition or the casting call or the acting or in the movie set or this or that. They be me tooing and filing lawsuits and doing all of that to these men. Wait a minute. These chicks just got just as much money and power. Maybe we should do it to them. It's the perfect crime, isn't it? So if we go to the angle that the chick's lying, it's all bad. If we go to angle that it's all true, it's still all bad. Because that's a woman who got the money and power of a man abusing it the exact way that they say that men abuse it. Or you got women who are dealing with the woman that got the money and power of a man, or what they think the patriarchy gives men, you know, and these women are trying to exploit it. One or the other, either way, the female psychology and how they do things is just really just looking bad in this equation. It's just really in the toilet. The Mac the Trucker says, surviving Lizzo coming soon. Oh man. All right, let's see what else she charged up with. Accused of making thinly veiled, you can't make thinly veiled nothing with 300-pound chicks in high heels that you making dance for 12 hours. Accused of making a thinly veiled comment relating to her dancer's weight gain. Okay. All right, now that changes things. I thought she was criticizing them for losing weight. She's criticizing them for gaining too much weight. I get, maybe it's a perfect balance. This she said she got them on some shit where you have to be between 300 and 303 pounds. if you deviate just a little bit, bitch, you okay. Let me just read what it says. Accused of making a thinly veiled comment relating to a dancer's weight gain. All right. So, and later firing her for recording a meeting while suffering an eye condition. Now that sounds bad. Now, if the chick's lying, that's terrible that they're doing that. If this is true, then she's being every bit of the bully that they claim that the patriarchy creates. And so it begs the question, you know, it's always been a thing where they said that, well, look what men have done with their power all this time. It begs the question that, okay, what if women had that same power? Oh, well, women wouldn't do that with it. Women would be loving and benevolent. But now it begs the question, like, no, they would abuse it just as much. They would be just as tyrannical. If they was in power for all the years and seen all the wars and everything that we've seen, they'd be going to war just as much. Like I do want to see. I mean, it would just be just a perfect thing. Like whatever the conflicts are that you know when you know more westernized, industrialized nations, more more first world, third world countries go to war. It's like, who the fuck knows? Sorry, that sounds racist. But anyway, but when when first world countries go to war, I do want to see how that plays out if women are in power and let's say we got a female president. Let's just say, it'll never happen in Russia or China, but let's just say it was all females running it, and it was the same type of conflict. How would those chicks play it out? I want to see stuff like that. I want to see how those chicks would manage that. Those same type of conflicts that lead men to war. I want to see what happens if it was all women in power. It's something I want to see. I mean, I don't want to see it happen because I don't want to see, major countries at war. But I do. It would be an interesting, I don't know, just an interesting dynamic to see how women in positions of power during wartime, and maybe it's information out there. Maybe it's been more wars led by women than what I can recall. That's an interesting thing. Off subject, completely off subject, kind of related, but off subject. I just thought about that. That's something to think. Women making wartime decisions. But anyway. She's accused of making thinly veiled threats relating to a dancer's weight gain, and later firing her for recording a meeting while suffering an eye condition. That seems wild. Before I get into that one, all right. Let me pull this up for you, because if she was browbeating that woman over her weight, if she was doing that, that's kind of fucked up and hypocritical for this reason right here. If she legitimately was browbeating that woman over her weight, that was pretty fucked up for this reason right here.
Girl, just don't love me back.
Singer Lizzo is in tears.
I feel so down. I worked so hard.
She says she's being fat shamed and the target of racist comments on social media after the debut of her new video, Rumors.
All the rumors are true.
It's a collaboration with a pregnant Cardi B. She's now addressing the comments head on. The debut of her new video, Rumors.
All the rumors are true.
It's a collaboration.
Cardi B could be 13 and a half months pregnant and still look better than Lizzo. I'm just looking at them right there. It's like, the knee-jerk reaction is, look, y'all don't need to be dancing and flailing around and twerking and all of that stuff with a baby in your belly. But at the same time, there's Lizzo. So it do make you say, you know what? What the hell? Like, that's where we're at, a pregnant woman, twerking her hips around versus a fat woman doing it. Like, it's like, bring on that pregnant woman that had a body before she got pregnant. That's the entertainment. Like, we got to choose between. Some of y'all who watch South Park know with the two candidates. It was what were the two candidates they had to choose between in South Park? That's what we got to choose between. But anyway.
With a pregnant Cardi B. She's now addressing the comments head on.
It's fatphobic. And it's racist and it's hurtful.
I don't know where she's getting race out of it, because white women get called fat and they get shamed into not being fat, but black women get called fat, try to get shamed into not being fat. She called it racist. No, you could say what you want to say about people, shaming fat people, but here's the thing. Apparently your fat dancers who you allegedly made dance, do long, grueling 12-hour rehearsals. I added in the part, by the way. I added in the part that they was it wasn't said that they were, dancing for 12 hours in heels. 300-pound women dancing in heels for 12 hours. I made that part. I didn't make up the part about I'll just read what it said. Accused of overworking dancers and making the group re-audition in an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. The only thing I added to that is Beyonce have her girls, Beyonce have her hoes rehearse in high heels, because you got to perform in high heels, you're going to rehearse in high heels. So I just assumed that that's what Lizzo had her chicks doing: long, grueling 12-hour rehearsals, 300 pounds in high heels. Hut, let's go. But moreover, the whole thing, while she was accused of making a thinly veiled comment relating to a dancer's weight gain, but now she's crying, saying that she's being fat shamed and everybody's fat phobic and racist for calling me fat. It's like, okay, you're getting called on your shit. You are being called on your shiznit.
Ironically, lyrics in the song deal with body shaming.
All right, don't get me copyrighted.
It's like it doesn't matter how much.
Wearing a wig cap, she shares her pain.
It's like it doesn't matter how much positive energy you put into the world, you're still going to have people who have something.
This question is for Game Changer and Game Changer only. Is it Game Changer? Is it possible for fat women to put positive energy in the world?
Something mean to say about you.
Lizzo couldn't hide her sadness.
I worked so hard.
Oh, hey, Game Changer's on good behavior today. He said it's possible for fat women to put positive energy in the world. I would have said yes too. That's what I would say. I thought you would say no. That Game Changer is showing some growth today. But no, you can be big and you could be positive. The thing is, I don't think she's all that positive. I don't. She got one song it's like a nice song. It's kind of catchy, and it's about it's really an anti-suicide. Somebody is potentially about to commit suicide. The lyrics go something like, "If nobody told you today, you're special. I'm so glad you're still here." That was a positive, inspiring song that she made. I'll grant and I'll give that one. But when you make a song like that and then it leak out that you're a bully who abuses power behind the scenes, now those songs hit different. Now we about to pull up. Well, let's pull up everything else that she was accused of. A lot of shit. I'm taking a long time getting through it because I'm laughing at each and every little line of the accusations. But she was accused of a lot. D. Scott said, "Who cloned GC?" Do that Game Changer got a wrench? If that Game Changer down there don't got a wrench, that ain't Game Changer. But I'm that is Game Changer. I can see that he's a channel member. So yeah, fat women can put positive energy in the world. All right. Accused of coercing a dancer into touching a woman's breast at a strip club, despite the dancer opposing. That's what she's accused of. Let me pull that up right there so y'all can see it. Like, that's heavy. All right. Again, if she did that, that falls under sexual assault. That falls under heavy sexual assault if she did that. Just imagine if it was a dude, and a dude with money and power told a woman to, hey, touch that man's genitals. And she said, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No, touch his, and she, like, coerced, or yeah. Just imagine that if a man coerced a woman into touching a man's genitals, yeah, that's sexual assault. Yeah. Yeah. So if that's true, they're sprinkling some sexual assault on there. Now, that part I don't believe. When it's stuff like this, when it's a lot of spaghetti being thrown against the wall, all of it ain't gonna stick. All of it can't be true, but all of it can't be a lie. I always say that. All of it can't be true, but all of it can't be a lie. This one right here, I don't believe. I believe this was more so they at a strip club and they having fun and they like, hey, and then she, just was like, come on, one of the girls that was being a little corny and reserved and wasn't really letting loose at the strip club. It probably was just some encouragement to let loose, it probably was that. So that one, I think that's a trumped up charge. I do. But if it's true in just a straightforward flat sense that you being in a position of power over somebody who works for you as a dancer and you aggressively encourage them to do something sexual with somebody like that's how they get men. That's how they get me in. Even if it was in an environment where everybody was kind of having fun and grabbing ass, and when she's at a damn grab ass convention and was encouraged to grab ass, and it's like, so that's where it gets on some bullshit. But again, I want to be fair. It's fucked up either way. If she did all this, it's fucked up. If these are just another hoes be lying situation, it's fucked up. And it says more if it's the hoes be lying situation, because that makes it to the point to where the same tactics that they use to bring down rich and powerful men, now they're starting to bring down rich and powerful women. They fought for power, for money, for wealth, for riches and power, and to be able to compete with men and have what men have. And now you got the problems that men have. You got bitches me tooing you. So either way it go, it's fucked. It's fucked up if she did it. It's fucked up if she didn't do it. Either way it go, it's fucked up. And it's saying a lot about women. Lizzo also accused of inviting her dancers to a nude cabaret bar without disclosing the specifics of the performance. Yeah, that's out there. You if you go perform in front of naked people, I guess you do need to be informed. But maybe it's not Lizzo's job to inform all the particulars and details. I'm sure she has somebody that performs all of that. Let's see what else we got. Charlene Quigley, this is the chick that got the lawsuit filed, accused of trying to convert the dancers to her religion. Oh, come on. What the fuck is Lizzo's religion? That's what I want to know. But that one sounds like a reach. Like I said, it all can't be true. It all can't be a lie. Accused of soliciting the dancers for having accused of not soliciting. I'm sorry. I'll be trying to read and pass. Accused of scolding the dancers for having premarital sex. She's scolding them for having sex. All right, this is where it gets weird. This is where it gets weird, where I say it all can't be true, it all can't be a lie. I'm gonna have some fun with it. But this is where it all can't be true, it all can't be a lie. That one sounds weird. Like you're on some psychotic shit when you get to the point of y'all are doing stuff where y'all perform. Y'all are 300-pound women who are performing half naked and twerking to hip hop pop party music and you're scolding them for having sex with their boyfriend while not being married. But I don't know Lizzo's lyrics. I can't quote a single Lizzo lyrics, but I've heard some of her songs, and I'm pretty goddamn sure, good goddamn sure, that the promotion of premarital sex was taking place in those damn songs and in those lyrics. Like, what the fuck? I remember when she when people was she responded to people when they talk about a fat chick, and then they say, okay, Lizzo. It's like, what the fuck you mean, Lizzo? I'm happy, I'm beautiful. I got a man, and I get phenomenal dick every night. It's like, I remember like that she tweeted that. So it's like, what the fuck? It's like that's where it sounds weird, where we could either say she's psychotic and crazy, or these are some typical Me Too hoes charging her up. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. Accused of unwarrantedly discussing masturbation and sexual fantasies with the group. Again, that's where it's getting more and more ridiculous. That's where it gets more and more ridiculous, because look, when a group of people who are a part of a band are around each other, touring together, traveling together, they going to hell. We end up talking about shit. I ain't about to get into that, but shit going to get talked about. Women going to talk about masturbation and sexual fantasies when they're around each other in a group like that. So it's like some normal shit getting thrown up there. That's why, again, a part of me want to believe that she did it, but another part of me is looking at this and seeing through this is some typical Me Too shit with holes in it. No pun intended. I meant holes with an L. Not some Me Too shit with holes in it, HOE. No, holes. This is some typical Me Too shit with holes in it. Yeah. Double entendre. But anyway, but the thing that says, there's Jackie, if you got the link to the full article, I think Jackie had the link because she sent me some of this stuff. So if you got the link to that full article, because it's like a long article or long, write up that explains all of this stuff. Everything that I showed y'all are like the highlights from it. These are all the highlights. If y'all want to read the whole thing, y'all can go read that and read through it and sift through it. So, because this is like laying out what's going to be in the lawsuit. So anyway, 3 of the former dancers have filed a lawsuit against Lizzo, accusing the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. The dancers were allegedly weight shamed and pressured while at a strip club. So there it is. There it is. That is the story. Mike, you like them bars? This is some typical Me Too shit with hoes in it. That's a good double entendre. Some of the best Jay-Z lines, I know you're a Jay-Z fan. Some of the best Jay-Z lines is like when people don't realize that it was a double entendre. It sounds like he said something very basic, but if you listen to how he said it, it was like, that had 3 different meanings if you look at it. Like, anyway, now the internet being undefeated as it is, shit don't age well on the internet. Now check this out. These are some lyrics that got dug up. Not dug up, but they've been there for a while. It just, they take a whole new meaning. They didn't, they didn't exactly age well.
Loose, yeah. Indy ain't no loose. At the custom hose loose, yeah. Indy ain't no loose lips. Now
this was an old song, by the way. This is one of her older songs. Said had to cut some hoes loose. Yeah, NDA, no loose lips. Now them hoes trying to sue me, bitch. I don't give two shits. It said these lyrics didn't age well. Now that it's all out there. Now that it's all out there, they coming forth in the public. This yeah. Yeah. She was talking about it in the song. Anybody know what the hell she was talking about, but there it is. She was talking about the shit in the song and didn't nobody know, but now you know. Me, I never heard the song until today. So, but people that rock with her went back and dug up some shit and was like, oh. So that's what you was talking about. You talking about how you had to cut some hoes loose and they signed an NDA and blah, 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 and yada, yada, and, you know, no loose lips. And yeah. Interesting times when chicks are Me Tooing chicks. Very interesting times when chicks are Me Tooing other broads. It is wild out here. It is wild out here, and I'm not that shocked. Your whole culture, I'm talking about cancel culture, I'm talking about the culture of the woke mafia, is sort of built and predicated on doing this kind of shit. Eventually, they was going to figure out that well run dry of men that we could do this shit to. Eventually, we got it's all these women, this power that us women have fought for. Now it's other candidates to get Me Too'd. It's other candidates to get so that we can exploit other people's, wealth and power that they also lord over us like men. This is coming from one of the dancers, I believe. It says, for clarification, I'm not part of the lawsuit, but this was very much my experience in my time there. Okay, so this is another chick coming forth. It's playing out exactly like it do with men. One chick come forth, and then an army comes forth. This chick ain't even a part of the lawsuit. She's just adding insult to the injury of the public opinion. They doing the same exact shit to her. Where you could be like, one brave soul spoke up and inspired us all to not be silenced, to stand up and say no more. It's like they're doing the same shit. This chick is coming out saying that her experiences was the same, but she ain't a part of the lawsuit. She was like, she practically saying, I worked for Lizzo at a different time, a different place, I ain't a part of this lawsuit, but yeah. She all that shit sound accurate. That's what you're coming through. For clarification, I'm not a part of the lawsuit, but this was very much my experience in my time there. Big shout out to the dancers who had the courage to bring this to light. Echoing what at Quest or whatever said. I haven't been a part of the world for around 3 years for a reason. I very much applaud the dancers' courage, their strength, and their courage to bring this to light. And I grieve parts of my own experience. I'd appreciate space to understand my feelings. That's code for I'm throwing this shit out there, but don't at me or question me on it. Don't ask me to provide any proof. Don't ask me to say anything about it. Don't ask me for any further comments. No. I want to throw the shit out there. I want that attention, but I don't want my feet held to the fire about what I'm saying. So that's why I would like space. I would appreciate the space to understand my feelings and not have to respond or substantiate anything that I'm saying. The same exact tactics that they do against men. They're doing it to women in positions of power. Either way it go. If Lizzo did it, it's fucked up. If she didn't do it, it's more fucked up. And it says a lot about women. Says a whole hell of a lot about women. What else I got in here? Oh, and while I figure out what else I got in here, just look at this picture. Read the caption at the bottom while I pull something else up. This is completely unrelated, but just look at it and breathe that in real quick. I forgot to show that earlier, but yeah, just breathe it in. Breathe it on in. Some things just defy comments, you know. All right, I'm back. I had to get something pulled up and ready to go. Some things defy comments. That's Jason Momoa, Aquaman. It says, I told my husband I wanted a picture alone with Jason Momoa, but he wasn't comfortable with that. And Jason Momoa is just rubbing it. His hand is on his face. He might as well just be rubbing his balls on that man. it's like, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. And it's very possible that the husband, like, I be trying to be fair when I look at certain shit. It's very possible that, you know, that the husband was a good sport and like, hey, this will be a funny, cute picture. Okay, you know. Yeah, you know, but come on, man. Don't hold the L. Don't hold the L. Don't get yourself dunked on like that. Don't do it. Hood Conservative, is that for real? He said, holy shit, Boyce Watkins just followed me on Twitter. What the fuck? Damn. Hey, man, you big time and you in the big leagues. You're gonna do something to get yourself blocked in the next 36 hours. But yeah. That's some interesting shit right there. That is some interesting shit right there. Boyce Watkins done followed Hood Conservative on Twitter. But all right, let's get back into it. Don't hold the L. You know, even if y'all was there, it looked like they was at Comic Con. I can't even say that. They was at Comic Con. When a word in the last letter in a word end with a C and the first letter in the next word start with a C, it's hard to say it. Comic Con. Okay, anyway. Look like they had Comic Con together. They're probably both big fans of Aquaman, both big fans of the of the not the MCU, the DCU or whatever. Probably both big fans of it. You know, he probably was in on the joke, but it reminds me of this. Y'all remember when Nate Robinson won that dunk contest? You know, well, he won 3 of them, but it was one that he shouldn't have won, the third one. And, you know, it was him and Dwight Howard going at it at the end. And Dwight Howard, dumbass, you know, when Nate Robinson, you know, because Dwight Howard used to dress up as Superman and do his dunks, and Nate Robinson got the New York Knicks jersey and everything and shorts and everything, you know, he got it made green, and it looked like it was the color of kryptonite. So you're Superman and I'm dressed in kryptonite. And he wanted to do a dunk, and he wanted Dwight Howard to participate, and he wanted to jump over Dwight Howard. I mean, you know, Dwight Howard nearly 7 feet, Nate Robinson 5'9", so a 5'9" man jumping over a 7 foot man. But he said, "Hey, would you put the cape on? Would you put the cape on? You know, while I do it, it'll make it look real cool because I'm dressed in kryptonite green, dunking on Superman." And it's like jumping over Superman. It's like, dude, you just participate. You just helped him win. It was the dumbest thing ever. Like, why would you participate? Why would you participate in his dunk on you? Why would you be a prop in his dunk on you and put on the Superman cape while he dressed in kryptonite. It's just stupid. Like, don't just volunteer to be dunked on. Like, that's what I feel. Like, you just volunteered. He just volunteered to be dunked on. Don't do it, bruh. Don't do it. Like, you shouldn't have. No. You just, yeah. But anyway, this is the last thing I got to pull up on that. Shout out before I get into what's going on here. Shout out to Christian Hutchinson in the building. Says fire Matt Lauer because he hollered at a chick who put in her 2 weeks notice. She was no longer an employee. She put in her 2 weeks. He's fair game to holler. What the hell? I mean, was it the last day? Was he hollered while she was cleaning out her desk? She cleaning out her desk on the last day, and he said, you know, we're not colleagues anymore, and that whole, me being your superior thing, that all fades away after today, And she's like, nope, I still work here. You're still my superior. You can't flirt with me. Me too. Got him. She said she felt pressured to get with him, though leaving the company. Wow. Everything about that story says, I'm trying to profit on the back end. I made money working here. I'm not working here no more. Let me get this good severance pay. Let me get this buyout bonus. Like, come on. Come on. But thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Christian Hutchinson in the building, $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. This one says filmmaker Sophia Allison claims she walked away from Lizzo's documentary because the singer was arrogant, self-centered, and unkind. Now, people just coming out charging her up with being a big fat meanie. They're doing the same stuff. In every Me Too case where there's a guy, there's something in it that's, kind of illegal or probably illegal. If he did it, that's a crime. But then an army of chicks start storming, Twitter like the orcs in Helm's Deep on Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Charging up men with being, jerks. That's what they're doing. They're charging her up for being a jerk, for being a meanie. Like if she's facing actual legal issues, like there's actual legal accusations. Some of that other stuff that they put in there was some actually, falls under, some legal grounds. But don't try to add some non-illegal shit to the cart before y'all check out. Like, that's stupid. He says, she walked away from Lizzo's documentary because the singer was arrogant, okay, self-centered, okay. A lot of rich and famous people who got rich and famous off their talent are a little arrogant and self-centered. That's not a crime. And she was unkind, meaning that, she was a big fat meanie. Like, why are you adding this to cart? Why? Sharing this because validating other Black women's experience is deeply important to me. This is somebody else coming out. I usually do not comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019, I traveled a bit. Man, okay, so it's 2023. It's about to be about to be 2024 soon. So this shit gonna be closing on 5 years old. But in 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of our documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. I was not protected. Jesus Christ. They're treating her like she's the patriarchy. You fought for your power. You fought for your rights, your life, your liberty, pursuit of happiness, and be able to earn and make money and do everything that a man does. And guess what? Now hoes mad and hoes lying on you. Oh man. Oh man. Like, I don't like it, but it's something poetic about it. I don't know. Yeah. It's like I can look at this and see that, okay, this is wrong. She's got a lawsuit on her. So you gonna take the time now to say she was a meanie? She was mean to me? It's like, that's wrong. That's the shit they do to men, but that's the world they created. They created this monster. This is Frankenstein's monster that they created. My spirit said to run as fast as you. I think that says fucking can. It's kind of bleeped out. My spirit said to run as fast as you fucking can. And I am so grateful I trusted my gut. They talking about what their spirit told them to do. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I've healed. I've survived Lizzo, surviving Lizzo. Reading these reports made me realize how dangerous a situation it was. How dangerous of a situation it was. This kind of abuse of power. That Lizzo might as well have a dick right now. She might as well have dick and balls. This kind of abuse of power happens far too often. Much love and support to the dancers. Wow, man. Wow. I don't know if this is her or somebody else saying, I was a part of the documentary with the girl who just made the comment up there. This is all true. I had to vent to so many of my friends about it. It was such a small crew, and the experience of working with Lizzo was a nightmare. All right. Lizzo's a jerk. All right. Not illegal, not against the law. But Lizzo's a jerk. All right. That's what's been established. That's what's been established. Some of the stuff that they charging her up with is some legal ramifications there. It is innocent until proven guilty, but I like the sweet poetry of this. I do. I'm greatly enjoying the sweet poetry of this. The link is in the chat if anybody want to come up and have their say and have their piece on this nautical nonsense. The link is in the chat room. While we got a larger audience in here, I will take the time to play this again.
Should be a lawful wedded wife. I do. By the virtue of the authority vested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I just choked on my water. Hold on. Captain Cisco been getting on me about them aliens. I was watching a video last night of somebody who you probably don't like, but Neil deGrasse Tyson was speaking on aliens. He ain't buying none of this shit. He's a weird. He's a weird. He has what I think is the most logical take on it, where he says it's likely that we are not alone in the universe, but we don't have overwhelming strong evidence that we've ever been visited by aliens. He points out that the whole thing, the unidentified aerial aircraft or whatever they're calling UFOs now, he says that it's a UFO. It's something in the sky. It's unidentified. You don't know what it is. Therefore, you can't start telling people what it is. You know, you're basically saying you not knowing what it is not evidence of you knowing what it is. So you can't say it's unidentified, meaning I don't know what it is, and then let's start saying that, oh, by the way, it's this. I saw something that I don't know what it is. This is what it is. That's the contradiction with unidentified flying objects. That's the contradiction with unidentified flying objects. Now, I have no problem with making this a shorter show. I have no problem with making this a shorter show if nobody comes up. Did I put the link in the chat or did I just copy it? I have no problem with making this one a shorter show. I will happily get the hell up out of here. He says Joe Rogan cursed Neil deGrasse Tyson out. I saw some of their conversation. I didn't see Neil deGrasse Tyson get cussed out about aliens. I like Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I'm liking him a lot less now. I think when he was on PBD, Patrick Bet Davis, the Valuetainment, he sound wild. He sound crazy. Like I don't want to say crazy, but it's like he should have strictly and only talked about science, because when he started talking about political stuff, I stopped viewing him as a scientist, the truth about the universe, but instead I ended up having to view him as just another ideologue, giving their opinion that's driven by, their social opinion, their political opinion, their social politics. I started looking at him like just any other person talking social politics, and once that started happening, I was just like, this ain't it. I wasn't feeling that at all from Neil when he was on there talking about the vaccine, and it was just like, this ain't, like, come on, Neil. Like, it was weird. It was weird because he was speaking from a perspective where, like, he was like absolutely 100%, on board and in agreement with the mandatory getting the mandatory jab. And I was just like, that, he was trying to make a case for the mandatory jab, and I was like, that just doesn't make sense. It's like his case just did not sound good from a scientific perspective or political perspective. So that's when I was like, damn, he's just being an ideologue. He's not just talking science right now. It was weird. It was weird. I hated that. I hated his discussion with Ben Shapiro when they was talking about, trans, stuff. And it was he kept asking Ben, why do you care? Why are you interested in this? What are you going to do with this information? It's like almost like he was saying that, you're right in what you're saying, but I don't want to agree with you because I fear what you're going to do with the truth. So I'm going to withhold stating the truth. And it was like, ooh, like he all but said that. So that damn near broke my heart. Cause like people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Carl Sagan, I put them high up. Those are two people. I just picked their brain about some dorky science shit all day. And it just like, I hated that. But anyway, joined by Game Changer in the building. What is up? What's on your mind? What you got on this whole thing?
Yeah, what's going on, Bernard? So, yeah, Lizzo realized something recently, and that she should have seen within herself, but she, sometimes it takes time to realize that. And that is that fat women are lazy. In fact, the reason that they're fat is because they are extraordinarily lazy. They like to avoid work and take opportunity to seek the comfort of life over working for things. For example, food. Food is an instant gratification thing that they indulge in. However, working out is.
I gotta step away for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna be able to hear you, but I gotta step away. But go ahead and riff. Go ahead and riff like it's your show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, and food is an instant gratification thing. and working out, exercising, eating right, and stuff like that, that's delayed gratification. But see, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I say the women have a poor sense of that, because the level of gratification from a woman going from, let's just say, 250 pounds to 120 pounds, the way the world treats you is so much ridiculously better, that to avoid that type of intense gratification, is ridiculous. You have to have something in you that only seeks comfort at all costs. That is the fat woman's mentality. Now, Lizzo decided to hire these biggins. She decided to do that to represent something, thinking that that she could dance them and get them to work and do stuff the same that you can do a regular woman. You can't. They are not motivated the same way. Their only motivation is to get back to the couch quick enough so they can eat more food. So take her situation now, for example, right? There aren't many people hiring big dancers. And you would think that they would take that as an opportunity to appreciate the one that is. But nope. What they're doing is they're looking for a payday. They say things like sexual. Okay, let's get into it. Sexual harassment don't apply to fat women because they're not sexual beings. They're not something that a person seeks to have sex with. See, if you slap a woman like Jackie on the ass, it's sexual harassment. It's a sexual thing. If you slap a fat woman on the ass, it's just assault. You assaulted somebody. You hit them. It's the same as hitting them in the face. It's not a sexual thing. They don't have sexual parts and stuff like regular people because people don't want to fuck them as bad. And jury knows this. So when they say Lizzo did that, and first of all, dancing and stuff like that, that's really more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be contact. You're going to contact a person's body parts in the whole dance thing. Like you see those things where, and I never did this, and I don't even think we had people like that at my high school. I don't think we had male cheerleaders at my high school. At least I don't remember any. But like on TV and at the white schools, those guys have their hand up the cheerleader's skirt to hold them up and steady and stuff like that. And they don't cause sexual harassment because that is part of the job. That is part of the gig. Physical contact in that way is part of the occupation. Now, fat women, for one, they're not used to being touched like that. And they take everything, they take each and every single brush up against them as something sexual. Why? Because it's the only time they feel like regular women. I repeat, it's the only time they feel like regular women. See, they like to intensify. They like to intensify. They like to intensify each and every single interaction. For example, you see an attractive woman walking down the street and something like that, and then you turn and you look again, and and that's that, right? You wanted an extra second to notice her attractivity. However, if you look at a fat woman twice, she think you want to be her new baby daddy and feed her for the rest of her life. That they look at it different, and then they react different. They want to embrace each and every single bit of attention more. And that is what Lizzo did. She gave a group of women who was shunned by society and should be shunned by society more. However, she gave them attention. She made them feel like regular women, and now they started to do what they think regular women do. Well, and what do I mean when I say what they think regular women do? You see, when people convert into stuff, They don't convert to what it actually is. They convert to what they think it is. For example, when those women, quote unquote, attempt to convert to a man, they don't convert to like a regular man, just which the majority of them are like 9 to 5, go to work, and some of them bring a pail to work, some of them sit behind a computer, some of them work from home. They don't do that. They convert to like to some 90s representation of hypermasculinity, like Snoop on The Wire. Like they convert into what they think manhood is. They don't convert to the actuality of it. Now, when fat women attempt to convert to regular women, they convert into what they think regular women are, not what they actually are. And what do they think regular women are? They think that regular women go around, just jaded by the amount of attention they get for being so sexy and me tooing everybody that they fucking see. That is what they think regular women are. Lizzo's mistake was treating these fat bitches like they regular women. That is what you don't do. And I keep advocating for that. Bernard was like, can they bring positivity to society? Yes, there's a lot of things they could do. They could pull chariots for regular sized women. For one,
you said they could be beasts of burden. They could.
Yeah, they can pull chariots for regular sized women.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that there's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody. But a fat woman's place is not on my penis, and it's not to be seen. You know how they say women should be seen and not heard? They shouldn't be seen either. They should just be doing shit. Like they just should be doing shit to make life better for regular sized people. Like hurry up and donate some organs. Like what the fuck? Like what I'm saying.
Right. I think we got it.
No, but no. I gotta say this because this is deep on my mind. It's just a little bit more. And the problem with Black community, particularly amongst the women, is that they have this equality sense with them. They have this equality sense with the fat women. For example, I didn't go to a white high school. There were very few. You could count on two hands the number of white people at my high school, right? It was a lot of Asians, but not a lot of whites. And but from what I know from TV and from just the neighboring schools like in Alameda and stuff like that, that they don't treat their fats regular. They make it clear that there is a hierarchy of women, and these are the legally blonde. What's that? Not legally. What's that thing with Stacey Dash? Clueless. Yeah. They're the clueless. They're the mean girls. They're the bring it on girls and stuff like that. There is a hierarchy amongst that, which fat women are at the bottom. They know they place. They know they place the big women, However, we place them in regular places. That is why you can go to a nightclub and you see an attractive woman, and every now and again she has a friend that stands on equal footing. And she has say on if I can put my penis in her attractive friend's vagina. I shouldn't have to consort with a biggin for access to a more attractive woman. What kind of madness is that? Now, who else do that? Anybody ever talk to an Asian chick and you had to consort with some sumo bitch in order to fuck her? You had to give her some Scooby snacks or some shit like that in order to fuck an Asian chick? No, it don't happen. There isn't a fat vanguard. Y'all let these women into y'all regular lives. That shit is on you. And the end result is they get dick first. That is y'all problem. They get dick first. They get married first and they get dick first. Why? Because they guard your pussy until the men lower their standard and fuck they fat ass. And then and then you get a bunch of like Issa Rae's and Vivica Foxes and shit wondering what went wrong. What went wrong was you put your pussy on the waiting list behind a fat bitch. That is what went wrong.
All right. You covered all the fat woman angles on this that I didn't even think of. Wow, I got bravo. Well said. Words of wisdom from Game Changer on that one. All right. That shit was funny. Hood conservative in the building. Lizzo getting Me Too'd. Where you at on this one? This is I'm interested. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Well, right off the bat, when GC first said that the fat girls can bring positivity into the world, my first thought was they do that in the gym, and so I think we were on the right track. Like when they're out there burning calories, they bring positivity in the world. When you see fat chicks in the gym trying to get cute, it's inspirational. Like they may never get there, but I feel inspired just the same. So I think we're on the right path with that. As far as Lizzo, though, there's something that hasn't been brought up in this whole conversation, and I think it's significant. I think it's very significant. Back in the day, like in the '90s and beyond, when the gays used to get gay bullied, you didn't have this much aggressive homosexual recruitment. How is this not gay? Like this is an aggressive lesbian trying to coax her powerless employee into some unwanted lesbian activity. Like one of the accusations is you got a banana getting sucked out of a.
She's not lesbian. Nobody wants to
that's
fuck
true.
her. No.
I don't care how you. No. I don't care how you.
Hold on. Let me.
No,
you're giving her an out. It doesn't matter how she became a lesbian. I don't give a shit if God
Wait a
cursed
minute.
you.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. GC, just hold on. I want to hear him get to the end of his point because he was building something. Go ahead.
Well, no, and that being said, though, that's a minor disagreement. But that being said, though, I think what's really going on here is an aggressive homosexual behavior. And that is a whole different conversation, perhaps, but this hasn't been brought up yet. This is definitely bisexual or just lesbian transgressions here. And it kind of raises a question, too, like, is this why there are so many gays? Y'all just be gay bullying people into submission? Is that what's been going on lately? Like, I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm a dumb guy with dumb questions, and I'm wondering, is this an example of the gays recruiting and growing their numbers?
All right, this is the only thing I'm confused about what you're saying is that before this, I never knew that Lizzo was allegedly, supposedly I didn't know she messed with chicks. Was that like a known thing that I didn't know? Or are you just basing it off some of the accusations? Like they had a strip club and his chicks dancing and she trying to get one of the chicks to touch the titty. So clearly she was touching the titties. So clearly they doing some lesy shit at a strip club. Is that so? That's how you. That's the evidence for predicate. You predicate the lesy Lizzo bullying.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Imagine you have a male boss or a male coworker who wants you to go to fucking gay strip clubs with him. Are you really going to entertain a conversation that maybe he's not gay? Are you really going to entertain?
Absolutely not. But
it's different for women. It's different. It's different from women. Listen, women are all somewhat bisexual. They're more comfortable with sucking on it. They're more comfortable with stuff like that, than we are. So yeah, I mean, the only way a man will suck a dick is if he's gay. We don't do that shit out of spite. We don't do it to get it back at our ex-girlfriend or something like that. We don't do that to entice a chick who like to watch two guys go at. No, we only do it if you're gay. There's no way around that shit. So yeah, exactly. Somebody says disgusting. It is disgusting. That's my point. It's disgusting to us. two women together isn't as disgusting. Now, Lizzo, what Lizzo is trying to do is she's trying to, like I was saying before, she's trying to turn into a man so she can mate like a man does. And what did I say earlier? When people make a transition, they always pick their perception of it. And the way she perceives men is just a bunch of horny ass gropers that go around, grabbing titties and ass willy-nilly and shit like that. That is how she perceives men, and that is the type of man she wants to become. Now, why does she want to become a man? I'm gonna tell you why. Because she wants to be able to mate like men do. She wants to be able to get pussy the way Biggie Smalls got pussy. She wants to be able to say, heart throb never, black and ugly is forever. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks. She wants to be able to get pussy based on Gucci alone. But no, you're a woman and you get it based on coochie alone. That is the only thing you have to offer men. That is the only thing you can offer Chris Evans and stuff like that. So you decided to play on a different team because you feel that you could win that way. You do. It's not actual lesbianism. It's not. There is no libidinity in her. She's one of those people who, y'all probably don't know this. Y'all probably don't know this, but or actually, Bernard, you do, and Jackie definitely do. There are a bunch of invisible bitches in this world. Jackie was one of them. There's a bunch of invisible women in this world, and they hate it. They can't stand it. Just like Jackie hated it, and she can't stand it. She can't stand, just not being able to be seen by men. Lizzo's, for obvious reasons, is fat. Like, they see her, but then they look away. But still, there are a lot of invisible women, and I noticed that. I was like, wait, didn't I go to college with you or something like that? And then they walk around and they be drawing mustaches and shit on their face, and it's not because they're lesbian. It's because that is the way that they can be seen. That's the way they could be seen. They was out in college looking for dick for 4 years. And then when they couldn't find it, or they didn't get enough of it from the guys, they didn't get their fair share of it. That's what they do. They try to get it from the women. Some of them do that. And Lizzo is one of those people. But she don't deserve dick. She don't deserve dick. And you want to know why she don't deserve dick? Because she's fat. And she don't get the same privileges. This is not equal. My penis do not have an equal opportunity sign on it. It don't. There is certain penises that is not available to fat women.
All right. What do you? I'm sorry. What?
Where did Hood go?
Oh no, he probably just I heard his truck in the background. He be hopping on while driving and be going in and out of signals sometimes. That kind of shit. Gotcha. Yeah, no biggie. What do you think about the angle? Like, when you talk about her wanting to be a man, well, the angle that I took on it is the mere fact that they, in a roundabout way, are treating her like a man. The same type of, power that comes from the patriarchy and all of that stuff. And men, abuse power and these microaggressions, and I was made to feel this way, and he asked me to do this, and I didn't feel comfortable with that. And then after the whole deal is done and they are not on tour no more, now they doing a come all tell all lawsuit and the whole works. It's like, so the power that the power that women wanted, the patriarchal power that men have, women wanted it, they got it, and now they me tooing each other.
Yeah, you see,
that's the most interesting angle on it to me. What's your thoughts on that?
She don't care. She wrote those lyrics to the song. No. Here's the thing. She actually enjoys this. She, unlike regular men, enjoy being me too'd. It makes her feel like a man. I shit you not. As weird as it sounds, you see, women are punished different than men. Women are punished different in life. I guess the greatest punishment a man can receive is incelium or something like that, or being locked up, or physical punishment, prison, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Isolation is a woman's greatest punishment. And yeah, so to be seen as a man, or in a masculine way, a person abusing, other people, and abusing women in the way she feel men do, she's okay with this. She is completely okay with this because she wants to be seen as something other than what she is, and that is a fat ass bitch.
What do you think about? And I was divided on this. You probably could hear it while I was doing the show. Like I wanted to have fun with it, but at the same time, I'm like, some of this shit is wrong. Where I could tell the chicks is smuggling in some bullshit into the accusations. But where are you at on just of your opinion? There's no way of really knowing. But what's your opinion on whether or not she actually did the shit, or whether or not this another bitches be lying situation? Like what's your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, my thing is, and I didn't hear the whole details of the story, but it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. They're titties, they supposed to be touched. Like, that is what they're there for. And feeding babies. And if you're not feeding a baby, then what the fuck? That's what no. How dare you? How dare First of all, she may or may not have done it. But nevertheless, I'm sick of these claims. And I'm not talking about like if you're a secretary or something like that, and somebody just say, hey, where's Mr. Riley's office? And she says over there, and you just grab a tit. I'm not saying something like that. But when you work in certain industries, understand that tits will be grabbed and asses will be bitten. And that is part of that. That is part of that industry. I can't stand these bitches. I remember I used to watch a show called America's Next Top Model, right? And you had one of these would-be model bitches stand in front of some off shirt nigga, and apparently he said something like, and then she was like, oh no, I don't want you grunting at me and blah 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 blah. Bitch, the fuck is wrong with you? You standing naked in front of a man. You do your damn job. Stop tripping. Stop being petty. You think that you can get paid to look the way you do without repercussions? And then that one bitch from I used to watch a show called The Shy before it got gay as fuck, right? I used to watch that show. And then the lead dude, the guy that played Easy E on Straight Outta Compton, he got accused of sexual harassment or sexual misconduct or something like that. But I look by the woman who played his girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck? Half the show is him fucking you or dry humping you or whatever actors and actresses do. Like, how is that harassment? He's supposed to have his hand on your titty. This is some bullshit. Like, listen, if your job is to be naked, that's like an OnlyFans chick saying, oh, stop looking at me. Fuck you. We need to take the claims less seriously when it comes from sex workers. And video are sex workers.
What about background dancers?
No, if you work in a thing, that's why I brought up the cheerleaders. Grow the fuck up. Like the cheerleaders are kids. I'm talking about the high school ones. These are kids. I mean, and they grown the fuck up, and so is they mamas. Like, I mean, to allow shit like that. And you a fucking grown ass adult, probably was a cheerleader yourself, and you're like, oh, I can't believe his hand is up my skirt. Sexual harassment. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up those male cheerleaders again, because it's they be copping hella feels. If a cheerleader tried to me too a male cheerleader and say that he touched me inappropriately, when the way in which they have to hold them up and what they have to hold them up by, they hand be all on that pussy. All on that pussy.
They're literally grabbing them by the pussy. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm about to pull up a video. Hold on. Well, hopefully I can find it. Hopefully I can find it.
But yeah, it's so I'm just saying, like, there's certain level of maturity. You have maturity, you understand that there is going to be contact, there is going to be touch, and a tit is going to be grabbed. I mean, grow the fuck up. I remember one of the first pair of titties I seen. I'll never forget these titties. You know, they were in a bra, but I didn't care. That shit was spectacular, right? And
You remember how old you were the first time you saw titties in a bra?
no, I'm in life, in life. I mean, I've seen it a couple times before. Like chicks that get into a fight and you know, like they start ripping shirts and shit. But no, it is a treat to see. You remember those days? You a virgin and shit, you know, and something happened and chicks just started wearing bras and shit last year.
Mhm.
So, you know, like, yeah, but I remember like some adult ones, like not budding, like fully developed. And I was like, damn, no, I said in real life. You said JCPenney catalog. No, I'm saying in real life. No, I was maybe like
You know
12.
what? Yeah, that is a moment, I guess. The first time you see some titties in a bra in real life. But see, the thing is, when you're a kid, okay, never mind. I ain't about to go there. It depends on how your family life is set up. You know,
No, I
it
never told my
may,
sisters or anything like that.
yeah. I mean, it's like you may end up seeing it, but you ain't seeing it. You talking about your first time seeing it in a way that it mattered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. Yeah, you see your sister or something, and I don't even remember if I did. Like, personally, I
Exactly.
didn't.
Me either. That's why I'm like, you remember the first time? Like, I don't
No,
remember
I'm saying
ever.
like if it was my sister, I don't like remember
Yeah.
that shit. Or that's yeah, nah. But no, this was so I was like 12, and she was anywhere between 16 and 20 because she came to the school to do one of those plays, you know, one of those don't do drug type plays. And so she was like a young actress and shit, you know, starting off doing junior high plays. And it was my job to help with the setup of everything. And they had like this green screen, and I didn't know that they was behind there changing because it was her and another actor back there, right? So I had a question, and I just walked to the back of the thing, and her titties was out in the bra, but her titties was out. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
that counts. Yeah, that counts. That's
yeah. And of course,
you
she was
12
pretty
and you
because
see
she wanted to
some.
be an actress and shit. Yeah. So I'll never forget those titties. The best I ever seen up into that stage in life, right? And but the thing is that the moral of the story is that she was freely changing. She was freely changing in front of the other male actor. Now, of course, she covered it. You know how they put
Yeah.
their hand in the cross and stuff when she seen me. But she just freely did that shit with the other actors back there. Why? Because it's no big fucking deal. Like that's just part of the job when you're a mature human being. To say something like that is, you know, like oh he's seen
Yeah.
my titties.
No, I know somebody who's been, who done some runway walks and everything, and behind the scenes, it'd be some men back there working, and it'd be the women back there changing. Like sometimes they'll do a walk and they got to get into another outfit real fast, so they just be changing clothes, and it just be titties just flaying around everywhere. But behind certain performances, models doing stuff. So yeah, no, I understand exactly what you're saying. Just like how Beyonce do a concert for one particular song, her background dancers got on one outfit. They drop the lights and she may do like a little ballad or something, and then they run backstage and they getting changed for they costumes for the next set. So in like the 3 minutes it took her to change that ballad, they got in a whole new damn costume, which means all of them was back there naked and doing all kind of shit. And no doubt it was men who worked backstage on the crew. It's like, yeah, so titties and ass be everywhere backstage. It just is what it is.
Exactly. So
Yeah, Jackie
for
said she's
women,
seen backstage at a fashion show. Yeah, if you ever been backstage at a fashion show, you've seen titties and all kind of shit flying around everywhere. I want before we get too far away from that, I do want to, because you talk about them damn male cheerleaders and why a chick can never claim claim Me Too on a male cheerleader. Look at that. hand all up in the pussy. He got a finger in the ass and the pussy. He up there like
That's how you hold up steady, like a bowling ball. That's how you keep balance. You put it in both holes. Exactly.
Now hold on. Let me move this banner down. So hopefully don't nothing get in the way. But he all up in that shit. But now check this out. That nigga just sniffed. he sniffed that shit after he got done. That's what I was looking for. I gotta run that back from beginning to end. Now, how the hell are you gonna put a Me Too charge on him? The man did his job. He did his job.
So I'm not saying that entertainers or actresses or dancers and stuff like that can't be sexually harassed, but you should. The barrier is completely different. They live in a completely different world. These are not secretaries or no shit like that. These are not like waitresses at regular non-Hooters restaurants or some shit like that. Like these are women who are like these cheerleaders. Like they work in things that don't really apply to regular people. Seeing the titties backstage and stuff like that is not something that applies to regular people. So for them to say, and this is regular stuff, they're talking about straight touches and shit like that, like I could see if Lizzo was just overt with it, just like chasing her down with a dildo with a on the tip of a broom handle or some shit like that. He touched my titty. What kind of shit is that? Fuck those fat bitches. Like that, you awful for thinking to say some shit like that.
Yeah, but see, here's the catch though. This is a catch-22 that a man is in when he's criticizing and saying, fuck them fat bitches. We don't care what they're talking about. But by doing that, you're in a roundabout way, you're defending a fat bitch. In Lizzo against, it's like this is a fat on fat war. And it's almost like, if you go too hard at them, then you're working to absolve or clear the name of Lizzo, the ultimate promoter of fatness. So it's like a catch-22 for you, I'd imagine.
No, because this isn't a fat issue, Bernard. This is a entertainment business issue. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of entertainers trying to act like stuff that's normal in the entertainment business, like grabbing some titty, looking at some titty, biting some ass is sexual harassment. Stop acting like that. That's retarded. It's retarded for them to think that. I can't stand people like this. You know what? Okay, so years ago, years ago I read this story about a firefighter that was talking about racism in his fire department, right? Because they was hazing him. And now on the surface it seems fucked up because they just kept pranking him, but they do all firefighters like that. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
like they do all rookie firefighters like that. They fuck with them until they're not rookies no more. Like that's part of the thing. I've seen it in movies. I've seen it on that TV show Rescue Me. That's just part of the culture. And you want to go around fucking up the culture because you think it's a buck in it for you. It's not race unless they putting like nooses or some shit in your locker. It's not racism. It's something different. It's just regular hazing. That's like joining a fraternity and saying, "Oh, this nigga hit me with a big ass wooden paddle." I'm like, what the fuck? That's part of what it is. That's part of what they do.
Mr. Fantastic in the building says the end is officially here. Game Changer is defending Lizzo. I hear the trumpets.
No, listen, right is right. And yes, I do defend people who get some bullshit thrown at them. I defended Bill Cosby from day one You know, even when TLA wasn't backing me, you know, I defended Bill Cosby day one. I defend Jonathan Majors. And yes, I do not like false accusers. And y'all know why. So yes, I will defend Lizzo against some bullshit. These are bullshitty people.
Yeah, yeah, and when you read through the charges, like I said, when it's that much stuff thrown out there, I generally say a lot of the time, all of it can't be true, all of it can't be a lie, but I would say a lot of it did look like some tack on shit that's not even illegal. They like she was getting charged on some parts of it. She was just getting charged up with being mean. I'm like the shit was goofy. The shit was goofy. So I mean, you know, I don't know. I just think there's just something. There's some irony in it all. There's the hypocritical angle for her because she's talking about people, all this fat phobia and people fat shaming her. But if she was fat shaming, you know, then that's an angle on it. Then it's the angle of just the women basically they've run out of men to me too. Now they're me tooing the women that, you know, that are the representations of what they want women to be big and bold and in power and making money. And now they got there, and now they got the same problems that the patriarchal men who dominate and rule over us have. Now you got their problems. You know, that, you know, welcome to the club, bitch. So there's an element of that to it, but
well, I mean, yeah, it's hard to. Men are becoming, you know, wise. They're adapting to the whole Me Too era, so it is harder to accuse men of Me Too nowadays. So yeah, you're right. They are, especially if you're fat. You know, especially if you're fat. You know, some women you can't help but look a little bit longer at and stuff like that. But it's easy to ignore a fat bitch. It is, you know, unless you're hungry. But nevertheless, yeah, they're trying to do that. But they're also just want attention. It's a lot going on here, Bernard. But
yeah, it is. There's a lot of angles on this. Cause like I took my angle on it for, you know, the hour that I talked about it. You had a whole nother angle and saw so many things that I didn't see. Hood Conservative was going a different route with lesbian shit. It's a lot of angles on this. So, you know, it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. I take no joy in somebody getting me too'd especially when some of the allegations look fake and extra chicks who aren't even a part of the lawsuit want to say, well, I'm not a part of the lawsuit, but this is my experience with Lizzo. And then they just reel off some, you know, I thought she was pretty narcissistic and rude. And I'm like, it's like, it's goofy. It's goofy. It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I believe maybe she has some of the personality traits that they described, but I do believe that, I mean, they know that public figures are vulnerable to their brand. You know, like if your brand is this fat acceptance, you know, guru or what have you, and you're calling people fat, they know that, which is why I think that that's a lie, you know, because they're attacking her brand. Just like, you know, and once a person goes against their brand, that's pretty much a huge dent in their career. Like Will Smith, you know, he went from the, you know, guy that appeared to protect Carlton from bullies, you know, to the guy who became a bully himself. He went completely against the no cursing on records type brand, you know. So by slapping niggas, by slapping smaller people, that's bullying. So, you know, like, and that's what they're doing. They're threatening her brand.
Yeah, that's a real good point. That may be the best point of the show, that, you know, it's a lie because they're specifically going after things that would be completely against her brand. Like if they was just saying that she was just rude and she overworked us and was unsympathetic and then fired you if you questioned her about anything, that ain't against her brand. That just means that she's just a hard ass, you know, asshole of a boss, you know, of an employer. But saying that she was fat shaming people, like that's a deliberate, direct attack on how she make her money. You know, is like, yeah, like you going for the juggle. I mean, they're pulling out the tactics that they hit men with. They do, like this. It's the exact playbook.
Yeah,
it's the exact playbook. So that's why I'm like, that's why I don't believe the shit. But you know, it's some poetic justice in there. It's some it's the irony. I can't really explain it. I mean, I explained it well. I don't feel like rehashing my whole opening speech, but I was about to get off the air. Christian came at the buzzer, but so go ahead. So speak your piece before we get out of here. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you
Go
wanted
ahead.
to get off.
Go ahead, GC, then Christian. Go ahead, GC. Finish your point.
On the brand attack thing, you see, and they know it. These attackers, they know it. They know that, you know, it's one thing if you know, you accuse Hugh Hefner of some shit like that. He will not give a fuck. He will just, you know, continue to you know, do what Hugh Hefner do, and it's like, yes, I did it. But once you accuse American Dad, you know, they know that you fuck up their whole legacy, and that's what they attack, and that's how they know they can ask for hush money. You know, like hush money. You know, like they wouldn't do that shit to Ron Jeremy. You know, like they know what your brand is, and they attack it. Now I'm thinking, and I don't know Lizzo from a can of fat, but isn't part of her brand being nice? Like isn't sweetheart a part of her brand?
No,
Because she said it in the thing that you read. She said, I try to be a sweetheart. I try to, you know. Okay, if that's not part of her brand, then that's not part of her brand. So
it's not part of her brand. But one thing that she do kind of make it on is the whole the unlikely hero. You don't expect, you know, somebody who's fat and that, you know, that happy and proud of themselves and how they look and flaunt it and twerk, and it's like I'm the one here doing it, representing for all the people like me who they said could never make it, who could never do this, who never do that, and he find out that she's fat shaming people like her behind the scenes. That's bad. That's that's where that's where the contradiction is. That's where it's a attack at her brand, because, you know, she's basically the bullies that she became the bullies that she said that she hated, that she spoke out against, that she set out to try to you know, speak against. She's actually one of them behind the scenes. But go ahead, Christian, you got it.
Yes. So I didn't know you were about to get off, so I apologize about that.
Oh no problem.
I wasn't going to stay long anyway. I got a meeting. So I think, first of all, you know, I wouldn't defend Lizzo. She's a Detroit girl, so I'm going to go ahead and stand up for her, because we always got to look out for each other. Let's just see what the allegations say. Let's see, you know, go through the courts. If she gets her day in court, and, you know, we'll see what happens to her. But I do find it funny. I saw this morning, and I said, you know, I think people should know at this point in the music industry that the standards of behavior are very different than regular society. And really, when you read it, this stuff is not that wild. When you think about it, they were in Amsterdam at a, you know, first of all, people already know when you're in Amsterdam what goes on there. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, you know, I think that people should really be talking about this, what the Me Too movement, or what some of these policies we have in corporate America, what's really about, that people in positions of influence, or people who have ability to control an environment, when they set up environments to do certain things, how it makes people who are subject to that environment, how it makes them unable to operate and make decisions because they feel pressured. And we should probably remove the gender aspect from the discussion, even though it's good for giggles. But that's what we was really getting to, of what this really is. And like, how can, if you're expected to go to a job or go to a school or do whatever you're supposed to be doing in your day-to-day public life, what type of situation does it put people in when the people in charge are putting you in positions that compromises you ethically or morally, and if you don't do so, that they could take your livelihood away from you, either implicitly or explicitly. That's what this discussion is really. And the gender is just you know, that's just happenstance of the characters at play.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is irony with the gender thing, because she is a woman, and these women are treating her, responding to her. Either she's a woman who's treating these women the same way that they say rich and powerful men treat women, or these women are treating this woman, putting trumped up charges on her the same way that they do rich and powerful men. That's where the gender element of it comes in, where it is some irony. But overall, after you know, all the laughs and jokes about fat women and and all of that is over. The only thing in any of this that actually hold on, wait, somebody got to mute up. Go ahead and mute up, Christian. Get some background noise. The only thing in any of this, because I'm looking at the list of things again. The only thing in it that sounds like actual that could get described in a way that's possibly illegal, or that is illegal, when they say she was accused of coercing a dancer, that's one of her background dancers, into touching a woman's breast at a strip club. They said touching a woman's bare breast. They should have said a stripper's breast at a strip club, despite despite her background dancer opposing touching the stripper's breast. Now, if you're rich, powerful, you're the employer, and you're trying to make somebody do something they don't want to do, and they don't want to not do it because you tell them to do it and you cut the checks for them. But at the same time, you already know that was more of a situation where people at a strip club, and the one girl that ain't trying to let loose at a damn strip club is they're trying to encourage her to have fun. But like I said, if you go to an ass grabbing convention and you get encouraged to grab ass, nobody is coercing you to do something sexual that you don't want to do. You had an ass grabbing convention. God damn it, they grab ass there. So everything else was really not illegal. Like, you have to really twist the law to make it illegal. Like it says, accused of overworking dancers and making the group re-audition in an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. Those she was dissatisfied with would be fired and sent home. I mean, so that's she's a demanding employer. So
unless she's in violation of what they collectively bargained to or what they agreed to in terms of whatever, and she's in violation of that, obviously.
Oh, I mean, no, if it was a contract that we are to rehearse, such and such hours per day for this show and on these times and that, and she violated that. But I mean, okay, I mean, look, a 12-hour rehearsal sound long as fuck. And if you was being mean and being a dick, and like I said, Beyonce dance rehearsals, mute up, Chris, real quick. I mean, mute up when you're not talking. You got some weird feedback. But like I said, at Beyonce's rehearsals, if you ever just go look up a Beyonce rehearsal. Beyonce got them chicks in high heels during the rehearsal on some, you're going to perform in high heels, you will rehearse in high heels. So if them rehearsals got to be, I'd imagine they go all damn day. I imagine they go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours long. She got them chicks got on gym socks and high heels, rehearsing all them dance moves that they're going to do on stage. So that's why I jokingly said Lizzo had fat bitches in high heels for 12 hours rehearsing dance moves. I'm yeah, that's a little rough. That's a little rough if she had it that did it like that. But at the same time, at most you could charge her up with being a boss that's demanding a lot, and you can quit. Not illegal. Accused of firing the dancer, challenging her claim that the group was drinking before the performances. That's a dispute between boss and employee. You might get fired or you can quit or whatever. I mean, I thought you bitches was drinking. You said you wouldn't, but I know I smell liquor on your breath. So that's one way to do it. Or it could be a bullying way to do it. I said you was drinking. Don't say you wouldn't. You have to either admit that admit what I said was true, or you calling me a liar. It's like, so she could have been bullying, but either way it go, it's okay. She's a jerk. Like, that's what they're accusing her of. Accused of making a thinly veiled comment relating to a dancer's weight gain, and later firing her for recording a meeting while suffering an eye condition. It's like it's weird shit. That making a comment about her weight. All of it is nothing illegal. The only thing illegal is the potentially coercing somebody to touch a titty. Like, that's the only thing that's illegal. Everything else, accused of inviting her dancer to a nude cabaret bar without disclosing the specifics of the performance. So they had to perform in front of nude people and they didn't know going in. Okay, that was bad move there. But it's so I could dismiss it, or I could say that she's kind of a dick. Or I could say these whole bitches be lying and exaggerating, because a lot of this stuff seemed real charged up. Accused of trying to convert them to the religion, accused of scolding dancers for having premarital sex, accused of unwarrantedly discussing masturbation and sexual fantasies with the group. Just just weird shit. Just weird shit. But anyway, go ahead, Chris. He was trying to jump in.
Yeah. So again, let's just have this play out, and I think what we should do is she should have her day in court because we want everybody who comes on the side of these who ends up in these crosshairs, they should be able to defend themselves and not have their livelihood taken away. So we should encourage her that she should be able to have her day in court. You know what I mean?
But that's the mature thing to say, and I respect that. But what do you say to the people that say they not that fair with us when men are on trial? They weren't that fair with Jonathan Majors. They not that fair when it's one of us up there. Why we got to be fair with her? We guilty until proven innocent when it's us. Why we gotta still be fair and play by the rules? What do you say to that?
It's the long game because again, when you're mature, you always win. You always come out ahead when you play it right. You play it mature. We all now it may feel good to slam dunk on this one, but let's be mature and say she should get her day in court. She should be able to respond to her lawsuits and present her evidence, and whatever happens, and then we say what we got to say.
All right, fair enough.
I do find it all funny.
Yeah, it's very fucking funny. It's so many jokes layered in here. But go ahead, GC. You can take us home. You got the last words on this, and we about to get up out of here. Go ahead, Game Changer.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of Lizzo, but I am a fan of what's right, and I do think that these women are exaggerating. This is stuff that goes on regularly, in the particular life that they live. They're just looking for a payday, and that's because let's face it, nobody else will hire their fat ass. So this is their opportunity, and they're going to try to milk it, for as much as they can because dancers have regular jobs. Okay, let's put it out there. Dancers have regular jobs, even strippers and stuff like that. And most of them, they have like regular 9-to-5 jobs or something like that. Now, the thing about fat women is that their job is always shittier than an attractive woman's job. Why? Because society pays women more for looking better. For example, I work in tech recruiters whose really their only job is to get people like me jobs, and they get like a cut of it, just for saying, just for finding person A and putting them with company B. They get a cut from that. Now, the thing is that they all just so happen to be sexy as hell. That's not a fucking coincidence. They know that they know that nerds and shit is more willing to work with a woman who's sexy as fuck. They know that. And they know that nobody wants to enjoy the company of fat bitches. If a fat woman called and said, hey, I got you a job at Amazon, it pays $350. Shut your fat ass up. My phone. They know that, so they hire attractive women. They get better jobs. Go to Denny's and order food. And then I want you to look at the waitress. I want you to look at the waitress and see what the fuck she look like. And then I want you to go to an expensive, like a Ruth Chris or something like that, where they get like anywhere between $70 to $100 in tips per table and stuff like that. And then I want you to look at the waitresses there. It is a huge difference. And by huge, I'm talking about weight. It is a huge difference. They go see the bitch that greets you at Walmart. Yeah, they old. What I'm talking about, they're old and or fat. But my thing is that they are of diminished sexual marketplace value. They are diminished. They have to work. They have to work harder for less money than regular women or than beautiful women, who get paid for playing video games in their panties and shit. Like that is the job. They don't have jobs like that. No, when these fat chicks are not dancing for Lizzo, they're greeting at Walmart or some other crap that more beautiful women get paid more and do less for. That's what it is. The shittiest job I seen a fat bitch in was years back. I needed a part for my car, and oh no, Worse than that. There's a fat bitch not too far from where I live. She has to work. This is the worst job ever. And no disrespect to anybody who actually does this for a living. It's honest work. It's just not for me. Every now and again, I take my bottles to recycle, right? I want my monies. I recycle for the environment, but I still want my motherfucking money, right? So I take my bottles to the recycle place. And there's always a guy that's pouring out the extra water and shit and separating it, so he put it in the barrels and stuff like that and count it, right? And to see how much monies I get. And I never get much, but I still want it because you pay a nickel to buy the fucking water to begin with. So and I want that nickel back. So so he gives me like a receipt, and then I take it to a fat bitch. And that is her job. She wouldn't have that job if she looked like a tech recruiter, or what do they call those, a pharmaceutical sales rep or a stewardess or something like that. She don't look the part, which is why she is working in utter shit and squalor. Bernard, have you ever went to a recycle place and smelt that shit?
No.
You don't recycle?
I never went to a damn recycle place. You got to go to a recycle place to recycle something?
No, to get money, you do.
You get money for recycling shit? I guess I don't recycle then.
No, okay. So there's the blue garbage can, and the city comes and take that for free. That's
okay.
I want my money. So I put it in the garage. I let it pile up, and I'm about due. I let my recycles pile up, and then I put it in the car and I take it to the recycle place, the same place that the homeless go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The reason why I asked you, Bernard, was because if you ever went there, and Jackie's confirming, it smells fucking horrible. And she smelled that shit all day. That is fat women work. Sitting in a nasty ass recycle place, smelling shit and giving money to homeless people and myself is a shit job that is unbefitting a beautiful woman. And the fact that she that's her life, that's the life that she goes back to. So of course they're going to try to take every opportunity to get out of that. I might say hangs out with homeless. I don't hang out with homeless people. No, I recycle with them. When I go there, I know the homeless recycle, and I recycle with them.
Oh, because they go foraging for stuff, they find stuff that's recyclable, and there's a certain amount of money you can get for recycling that. And so that's why homeless people be at the recycling place.
Yeah, I think like Michigan probably do stuff different, but everywhere you go, homeless people recycle. Like you get money for metal and bottles and stuff. See, me, I drink water. I drink a lot of water, and then I accumulate bottles from doing that. So
yeah, it's getting to that point where now, because I've been drinking so much water lately. Yeah, I probably do need to start recycling.
But no, regular. Oh, my bad.
All right, but no, I got to get up out of here though. I got to get up out of here. Shit, what was I about to do? Oh yeah. Before we get up out of here.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
Shout out to Machismo TV. Make sure you go subscribe to Machismo TV. Thank you everybody who supported the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.